Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. These are going to be general messages for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Guys, if these messages don't resonate, please check your rising sign, your moon sign, and your Venus sign. I do encourage that anyway. Don't try to make the messages fit if they don't, and the energies can always be flip-flopped with somebody who isn't very close to you in your energy field. So the way I'm doing this reading is I'm going to be talking about the very important astrology that's happening in the sky for about 10 minutes, guys. This is a very big week, and I actually want to honor it by giving it about like 9 or 10 minutes at the front of the video. If you're completely uninterested in that, even I highly recommend you listen, but if you don't, fast forward until you see me pulling the cards. So then we're going to pull cards for your gift, your challenge, qualifiers for that, and a couple of cards for those of you who are open to love, and then we'll pull a word of advice at the end. So let's get right into this. We're going to start with January 8th. Jupiter conjunct the South Node of Cancer. South Node is all about karma. Now, I realize I mentioned nodal energies and this, that, and I know that a lot of you aren't really fully clear on what that even means, North Node, South Node, and all of this. So they're locations, first of all, they're not planets, but the South Node is what's stagnant. We're past the expiration date in your life right now. And your North Node is what we need to develop to achieve inner balance and fulfillment. Okay? Now, everybody's North and South Node energies are going to be different depending on your chart. But generally speaking, here, what we're talking about with the South Node of Capricorn is we're going to be pushed to do the work to really figure out what's stagnant, what's past the expiration date. Okay? And we're going to have the North Node energy of Cancer, which is really going to help us to figure out how we can work out and create that inner balance, okay? So this is where, though, this week, this is where the energies are going to be meeting up with our karmic past, and where we're going to be pushed to look at our past, the past year, and figure out what's coming forward. You know, what's coming forward with you? What are you detaching from? Where have you been blocking your own victories in relationships, in business, and having to do with friendships, family situations, anything like that? Where have you been holding yourself back? Because Jupiter is going to help it's going to help you to really tap into your wisdom to figure out what needs to be implemented. You know, which is the nurturing North Node here to help you grow, right? So understand, like, there's this push to change, but then we have all of this beautiful energy to help us out. Then on the 10th, the second thing I wanted to mention, on the 10th, we have the full moon lunar eclipse happening at 20 degrees of Cancer. Okay, so this is the first of two very important eclipses. So this is one, and the second one's going to be happening this summer. And what that's going to be presenting to us guys is a 6-month workspace. I've been calling it. It's like 6 months of space to work on and work out. Something that needs to either end, be transformed, or for us to focus on in order for us to move forward. And the moon is at home in Cancer, right? And this is just a very intense energy. So what needs nurturing and cultivating in your life? You really need to figure out here in this space. But the thing to know is that as you're ending or transforming or focusing on whatever it is that you're doing that to, something new is beginning to kind of like sneak in your back door. And it may not all make sense to everyone at right now. It does depend on what else you have in your chart. But there is definitely something new that's coming in, and if you don't see it now, you will. We have a lot of other energies going in the sky, in the sky to help us with that. And one very important thing is on the 11th, we have Uranus going direct, which is all about, you know, that's like the shaker energy, the boom, the movement, and the surprise, right? It's been in retrograde since the end of the summer. I did mention this in one of my last videos, but this is the energy that's going to get you out of that rut that you might be feeling that you're in. And this illuminates where you've been feeling stuck. And he's in Taurus. So this is going to be helping you to see what needs adjusting or changing in like your physical 3D world. So there are structures in your life that just won't work anymore, and it's time to tear them down and innovate and update or just change. And as you do this, Uranus is going to bring you to this new pentacle energy. It's about bringing in this new pentacle energy, which it's going to be about resources and people. Everything I talk about, the pentacles it's not only money, right? It's emotional, physical, and mental connection, but it's about this. And when I say pentacle, I mean about in the 3D, in your life in a very practical way, Things are going to be suddenly opening up. Like if it's a job that's an issue for you, you're going to be figuring out what you want to do for the rest of your life. If it's not actually word of job offers, offers for new work, ways of gaining resources, new people to connect with. This is a big energy. Is Taurus, and this Taurus is a pentacle energy, it's an earth energy, it's ruled by Venus. Remember, ruled by Venus. What's Venusian? Beautiful, everything that's sensual. It's food, it's art, it's everything that we really, really enjoy and connecting with in an absolutely beautiful way. So this is where there's going to be this newness coming in to help, okay? Now, on the 11th or 12th, depending on where you are in the world, we have Saturn-Pluto conjunct. This is a big energy, guys. This is what everyone's been talking about. And keep in mind, this is happening on the heels of the Jupiter South Node conjunct, eclipse energy, Uranus going direct. This is life-changing stuff. It really is. And that's not to say that, you go to sleep the night before and you wake up and everything's going to be different. That is ridiculous. But for sure, there are things that are going to be presenting themselves in your life that are going to change the trajectory of your life. And this is just what it is. This is the 34-year cycle I've been talking about in my last few videos, where I said 34-year cycle is ending. And I've been calling it like a pentacle energy because it has been a lot about material possessions and money and gaining money. And I don't want to make this about mundane astrology, which is about like world or whatever, but I think about like just the stock market in the past 34 years. Think about how class systems have changed in the past 34 years, right? How it's such a greater divide, right, than ever before between like the lower class and the upper class. There's so much more division in there. And so it's kind of leaving that space though, and it's entering into air. And air is all about communication and connection, technology. Think about, I just love it. If you think about what rules air, what rules air? What's air? Air is Gemini. What rules Gemini? Mercury, right? So Mercury is all about communication. Libra, ruled by who? Venus. This is all about having like a new appreciation in a different way of a new way of connecting to things that we love. And then Aquarius, we have oh my gosh, it's just beautiful, Uranus vibe. It's just about really doing things different. So this is really what we're going to be stepping into here. So this is pretty big. It really is, And, Pluto's all about, the dying off and transforming of what needs to go in order to allow us to live in a new way. And Saturn matures us. So Saturn's going to be in there really helping to create this new foundation that's just going to be, what we're going to be living in for the next 34 years. So for many of us, this can initially feel like a loss, and I call it like the mommy make it stop kind of energy kind of thing. But others of us are going to be like dealing with these big obvious gifts initially. So it depends on what's in your chart. But that could seem like, oh, scary, whatever. It's not, guys. It's good. There's newness. This is the ebb and flow of life. But where this is going is really good and it's positive, even though the change is tough for all of us. We're all in this together. All of us are. If we're lucky and if we're open to it, honestly. Now, at the same time that we have all this going on, I don't want you guys to lose sight of the fact that you really do need to identify the good. Like, identify the good. Don't just identify what's broken, what's become like necrotic in your life that you just have to dump off at the corner. Really appreciate and figure out what's good. What do you want to stay? What do you want to build on and grow? That new relationship, that new job, or the idea of that job, or that person that you're liking from a distance, or this family member that you reconnected with, or anything like that. It's going to be different to all of you. But here, this is about, what did Jupiter help you see that is good in your life? Because Uranus is going to help you to become even more solid with that thing, which is really, really positive. So that is what I have for you as far as the astrology part, guys. It's a big energy. All of it is. Now we're going into astrology. To the tarot. Yes, we're at about 10 minutes. Okay. but I really needed to give it its own little section of the video just because those 4 things are just so big and such an important time for us right now. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't. This is all really good stuff. I mean, the scary part is when we're being pushed to let go of stuff that we really don't want to let go of, right? I mean, we really don't. You know, it's trying to imagine our life in a different way, and we really, because we don't know what the other side looks like, it creates this inherent feeling of vulnerability, you know, and that's okay. That's part of it. That's part of the whole jam, and we're all in this together. We really are. It's such a time of recognizing how we're not alone. We're just not alone. We're not. Okay, so let's get your crowning energy, and then we'll pull your gift and your challenge, okay? Crowning energy, Queen of Earth. I love it. Pentacle energy. Weren't we just talking about that? Queen of Earth. Blessing for the week. 3 of Air. Okay. 3 of Fire. 2 3s. Interesting. So we have 3 of Wands, which is the challenge, and the 3 of Air. All right. So let's pull cards, and we will discuss in relation to relationships and career. You know, general messages, guys. I try to give, because not everybody's in a relationship, not everybody's a career, not everybody has a family that they care enough about to seek tarot messages regarding. Not everybody has friends, so just try to give a little bit to everybody. With the 3 of Air, guys, what is the 3 of Air? 3 of Swords. So, just talk about this. The 3 of Swords energy, it can indicate a third-party situation, but it does not have to. It doesn't have to. And it is an energy that is something that, for lack of a better term, became intrusive within your connection, intrusive within your ability to perform your job. And it's something where there's typically not only hurt, but a sense of betrayal. So if it doesn't have to do with a third party, this could certainly be someone you suddenly realize is absolutely not who you thought they were. And you're finding out about this, where you're realizing somebody that you really cared about and really loved are speaking very negatively about you behind your back, and you're finding out that they've lied about so many things, and they're just absolutely not who they presented themselves to be. That can be a 3 of Sword energy, the realization of that. This could be somebody you're dealing with being completely irresponsible with money in a way that ends up impacting your life moving forward together, or you. This could be certainly some sort of, let's say you're with a partner and they completely take the side of their family against you or something like that. If this has to do with a job, it means you're being overtly overlooked for a raise in position, or something just happening where it's just like, what the hell was that? Like, what happened? Like, you know, just really being almost like disillusioned with this feeling of betrayal over what somebody did to you. All right? Now, I want you to note, though, this is in the blessing. And this fits in perfectly with what's going on right now, because this thing, whatever it is, isn't supposed to be in your life. And this is the best time to recognize this, to cut the cancer out, honestly. Let's see what the cards say. Yep. And the cancer, I meant illness, not the sign. Although that might resonate with some of you the other way. Okay. All right. So this is you in the recent past. This is you right now. This is your challenge. This is the outcome. Let's pull some qualifiers. I mean, in your past, like, whoa, guys, you got the World and the Sun. You have the World reverse and the Sun upright. This is something that was very, very meaningful to you. This person meant so much to you. But you're in this space of just like not feeling that you could, in the recent past, you wanting this thing with this person, wanting this life, wanting this career to work out in a certain way, wanting this relationship, feeling like it's more than a wanting though. Like seriously, and this only qualifies it for me, which is the reason we pull these. There's something about this person that you resonated with on such a deep soul level that you really felt that they were your person, or this was your job, or this is where you really needed to go. This is where you needed to be. But you just realizing that it just wasn't happening, at least not right yet. So I feel like some of you may have been in actually a stage of waiting for something to change, waiting for something to shift, waiting for somebody to leave somebody else, waiting for a shift to happen in a job so that maybe if somebody left, then you can move into that position, possibly waiting to hear from somebody. But there was this waiting element because you did identify this person or the situation as being worth it to you, right, in the past. Now, in the present, we have the sword, the Ace of Swords in reverse, which is about a harsh truth coming out and knowing that you're not going to be able to, and this is like, all right, it's time to just recognize that this is not going to speak to you in a new way for a new cycle to happen, and as far as it being part of your truth and where you're supposed to be, yeah. But I like it, honestly, because you're accepting it. Judgment is about accepting, but it's also about self-acceptance and reflecting on how you've been and how you did, whatever the situation is, how you were in this job, this relationship, this family connection, this intimate relationship, and really forgiving where you might have been flawed in the relationship, where you may not have shown up the best way, even being forgiving of where maybe they didn't show up in the best way. But having it's a very healthy card because it's about forgiveness and just acceptance and understanding that, okay, you know what? I forgive the fact that this isn't going to be able to work out. I forgive the fact that they're not the way that I needed them to be. And I need to forgive myself for expecting them to be any different. And I need to forgive myself for being however I am in this connection, right? And that's where you're at right now, is working through it. Well, you're working through this 3 of air energy. Now, in your challenge is the temperance energy, which is figuring out what everybody needs in order to move forward. This is just hard, his temperance and you not being able to tap into that. So his temperance energy is about recognizing what you need and what the situation or the person needs in order for it to move forward in a healthy way. And it's just like you're challenged with trying, because Gemini, I have to say, I feel like a lot of you are, it's like, okay, in true Gemini fashion, one of your twins is saying, I need to end this. I need to accept that this is ended. I have to accept that they have ended this. I have accepted that this job is not going to be what I need it to be. I have accepted that this, whatever, right? Space of acceptance and recognizing I'm not going to be able to go into the next part of my life with this person or in this situation. But then, twin B comes in and is like still trying to figure out why you can't have what you need, why they can't have what they need, why it won't work, why, And the challenge here is not feeling the passion to want to move forward in this. You follow? Because if it was in the upright, it would be like, yeah, this is my challenge. My challenge is feeling passionate about moving forward. But in the reverse, it's, no. You're really having a hard time not feeling the passion, not feeling the desire, not feeling the motivation. You're still battling yourself in there. The outcome is the Chariot, yes. moving on, moving on. You're moving on with a heavy heart. You're moving on because you know you need to, you know? And we have that with the Knight of Wands energy, which is really beautiful because this tells me that a situation, this could be a person for many of you, or this can be an opportunity coming in for many of you, is actually going to change your perspective and help pull you off the path that you're on right now onto the path that you're supposed to be on. And that is the Knight of Wands energy is, all right, here I come. Let's go. Let's go. A lot of fun. This energy, Knight of Wands are a lot of fun. There's a lot of passion here. There's a lot of willingness. There's hope. There's just a lot of hope here. Okay, so depending on whatever this is, it's going to be really tough for you to deal with the pain of it all, as we've mentioned up to this point. But the outcome energy is really, really positive. And I actually don't even feel moved to pull any qualifiers on these because I feel like this is really pretty clear. This is really very obvious to me. So let's just scoot these guys to the side a little bit. I don't want to sweep them all together because I might refer back. But guys, remember, like in the last reading, this situation, which is your gift, may have nothing to do with your challenge. In other words, this can be relationships, this can be career, this can be career, this can be relationship or family situation. So you connect them however you see fit for your life and your situation. And I always say, if I feel pulled to mention a connection back, I will, but they don't have to be the same thing. You have to apply it as you see fit, okay? Because life is big, right? Not everything is always going to be bad in our life, even though we're dealing with the challenge, right? Our relationship might be fabulous, but we might be dealing with some nonsense at work. Or work can be fine and our relationship can be fine, but we're dealing with the nonsense with our friends and our family. You know, you have to connect it as you see fit. Okay. And sometimes we're told messages that we really don't even care about listening to, but we need to pay attention to those especially. You know? All right, Three of Fire. Three of Wands. Accepting that something is going to be different in your life. This is a whole new path. I mean, this is like perfect. But this is in your challenge. And it's accepting that new path, perhaps. But let's see. You're having a hard time turning your back on something. Absolutely. So hard to cut that cord, finally, Gemini, isn't it? We need to do that. So hard. Okay. Recent past, having to do with this challenge. Where you are now. Okay. Your block within this challenge. And then the outcome. You got 2 sevens in your outcome. I love it. Sevens are beautiful. It's 4 of the world and 3 of the Trinity. It represents new cycles. So we have a 3 of fire. We talked about that. Let's talk about what was happening in your past. I mean, hello, do we even really? We have 9 of Pentacles and King of Wands reversed. 9 of Pentacles is recognizing that you were not having this. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of wish fulfillment. You just feeling like it was just not going to happen with this person or the situation. So this can be you feeling very unsupported in your recent past, whether it's emotional, physical, mental, having to do with money, in any way that we do connection. And there just being a real lack of passion. Now, the lack of passion here could be you losing your passion for something because it's not meeting. When I say not meeting your needs, you know what I mean? It's like not, because that sounds so like darling, you're not meeting my needs, so like pretentious. But, you know, like just giving you what you need, like attention, communication, you know, intimacy, you know, just showing up. And it's like, I get that you were definitely in this space of just like not feeling it anymore. Your feelings just changed. Or for some of you, you may be dealing with the other side of this where somebody lost their passion for you, or so, at least so it seems, right? Where they were maybe choosing to do something else, but regardless, it was about you not having that wish fulfillment ultimately at the end of the day. Now, in the current position, I mean, here we have the card of lack. But this is a lack mentality. This is a lack mentality. And then we have the Three of Wands. I mean, come on. That's the Three of Fire. That's the same energy. Three of Fire is the Three of Wands. And we have the Three of Wands in reversed. This is you right now. So this is you having a really, because I vibed it before I even pulled the cards, you having a really hard time seeing this path in front of you clearly. And that's okay. You don't have to have all the answers. Gemini, you don't have to have all the answers. It's like, let me put it this way. Let's say you go on a road trip, okay? Let's say you're traveling from New York. I'm from New York, right? So let's say I was going to get in my car and travel for a week to California. Well, that's not a good one because I've been there a million times. Let's say I'm going to Ohio. Never been to Ohio. Shout out to those of you from Ohio. So I'm getting in my car. I'm going to drive. I know where I'm going, or at least I know where my intention is. Chances are things are going to happen along that road trip that's comes out of nowhere that I didn't expect, that are going to be gifts, and there might be even some bumps that are not so welcome. But one thing I really don't know yet is what Ohio looks like. I have to finish that trip in order to know what's on the other side of my destination, right? I know where I'm coming from. I know what I'm familiar with. I even know a certain leg of the path up to a certain point. And then I'm going to, inevitably hit a part of the path that I've never traveled before. So it's going to be new experiences, and I don't know what's there. So that could be exciting, or it can be very scary. It depends on how I look at it, right? And that's this energy. This is you tapping into recognizing that you feel the space of lack, that you're just not getting what you need. And the thing is, with the Five of Pentacles energy, there is more support around you than you realize. But this is the type of energy where it's like, if you're really hyper-focused on the pain of a relationship, you're not recognizing how much love you're surrounded with by your family and friends, or how much joy you actually derive from your work. There's beauty in other parts of your life. And it's very hard sometimes to pull our head out of the sand and redirect and reconnect when we have pain focused in one area of our life. It's the same way where if we're doing a job that we love and we get fired, or we're pushed to the point where we need to leave it, it's very hard for us to tap in and feel supported in other areas of our life, right? So this is you just really being scared and not knowing everything. But like I just said, that's okay. You're not supposed to know everything, because it's just what the energy is. Queen of Wands, right? Again, you're feeling this, it's hard. It's really hard to let go and not feel passion for this thing. It's like, yeah, it's so hard to make the change. And the Ace of Pentacles energy is a new, I love this card, Ace of Pentacles. And in the upright, I love it because it's just beautiful, new beginnings and connections and all of that. And it's happening, and it's right here, and it's happening in the sky. It's everything that I said those first 9 and change minutes of the video. But it's you really feeling a hard time. Seeing it, you're feeling that you're having a hard time of letting go of something here that's in your challenge. But you are, you are getting into a space of saying, you know what? I'm kind of tired of all of this. I'm tired of feeling like I need to defend myself. I'm tired of feeling like I need to defend my desires and how I view my life. I don't want to defend my passions anymore and what it is that I want to look for. I'm tired of defending it to myself, and I'm tired of defending it to other people. You're just tired of it. Then look what's underneath. 7 of Pentacles. This is really great. Okay, because seven of Pentacles in short is kind of like the Apprentice card. Now I just want you to apply that to any area of life. So this is like starting new, kind of on the ground level, but of something that's going to be producing great gifts in the 3D. This is an earth energy. And this is you taking all of your past life experience, because that's what the 7 is, right? And it's the blessings of the world is 4 and 3 for the Trinity. And it's like, okay, Junior, go and start your new path and good luck to you. And this is really great energy to support you in this. So if this has to do with the relationship, this is about closing that door and opening up to meeting somebody new. For many of you, if this has to do with a career, this is really positive. I mean, this is just leveling up. in a new way, though. You're going to be, guys, you're going to be doing this, it might even feel like a lateral move at first before you move up, but it's very necessary because it's moving you into something new that's going to end up bringing you onto this new path. So there really is direct connection here with this Three of Fire, this Three of Wands crowning, and the Seven of Pentacles, you know, because you are moving into a new area within your career, a whole new career for some of you, a new relationship for many of you. There's a newness here for sure. And if it has to do with those of you who are in a relationship that's really, really solid, you guys are at least going to be front and center with figuring out where your needs are not being met in this connection. I mean, there's no question. It certainly doesn't mean that every Gemini is going to be in divorce court, you know, so I do want to be careful with when I say these things because many of you are in beautiful, happy connections. But if you're really honest with yourself, and if your partner's being really honest with themselves, there are areas within the relationship that need updating. They need updating. You need a little more pepper in certain areas of your relationship. So whether that's your sex life or your vacations or your social life or just your routines, you know, really figuring out, because it's time to change it up. It's time to change it up for sure for all Geminis. Yep. Yeah, and you know, and I'm probably going to mention this in a lot of the videos leading up to it, but I just, because I want to plant the seed of intention in the mind of Geminis and Sagittarians that we do have your eclipse season coming up, your eclipse axis rather coming up in the summer. So, you know, you have 6 months to work on and work out whatever it is that you need to, and really prepare yourself for this next bunch of changes that are going to be happening, right? So let's pull some let's pull some energy for those of you who are open to love. Not everybody is. Those of you who are truly open to love. Let's get some info for you guys. Whoever's open to love, open to love, open to love, open to love. You guys can read that. Beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are always your own reflection. Wow. Beware of what you're projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection. Wow. That's a good one. That's heavy. We don't like to think like that though, right? We really don't. We really don't. But you know what? Sometimes, guys, and I know it's hard to hear, but if you're in a relationship with somebody who's really toxic and they are doing everything in the 3D that's all wrong, be it cheating, gambling, whatever the heck it is, right? In excess and horrible and disrespectful to you, you know, we can acknowledge that that person is really off the path for sure, right? But here, like, how does that associate with your own reflection? Like, why are you even allowing that energy in your life? You know, forgive yourself if you've been there, but really look at, like, what about your life story makes you comfortable in that energy? Do you know what I mean? It's not easy. We don't like to think like that because it's highly uncomfortable, and we don't like to think like that, but there's always a lot of growth out of that kind of honesty with ourselves, right? Ooh, the Phoenix. Okay. I guess let me just take these out. Okay, so we have not enough. This indicates feeling very frustrated in a relationship where you're lacking confidence and there's like fear and ego issues. There can be some jealousy for some of you if you're predisposed to feeling jealous. Not everybody is, you know, meaning some more than others in different ways. But this is also feeling like it's like a self-sabotaging, like a blaming yourself for something here. Don't do that, Gemini. And then let's talk about the heartbroken. It's deeply hurt, separation, breakup. For many of you, feeling lost, grieving, mourning. Okay, I mean, we do kind of know that anyway from the reading for many of you. Okay, and then we have the Phoenix. This is about a new phase, a rekindling, renew, transformation, growth, changed mind. So, you know, this is going to mean something different to all of you. The Phoenix and the transformation here and the growth and the changing the mind. It could be you're changing your mind on how you view yourself and how you view relationships in a way that's going to allow you to evolve into and open up to a new relationship. For others of you that you've been in a very bad space where you're together but you're in a very bad way, some of you may be feeling very vulnerable and insecure and really lacking in confidence and feeling quite heartbroken over how it seems like the relationship is sort of going to hell in a handbasket, you know. But this does indicate this sort of transformation. But I feel like this oracle has something to do with it, where there's going to be this really raw realization that projection is happening here. So for some of you, it's going to be realizing that, yeah, I mean, you know what? They're messed up and I don't want to be with them anymore. And I need to just really love myself more and move on. For many of you, that's going to be the story. For others of you, it's going to be like where everything was healthy otherwise, where it really wasn't toxic. It was just constantly this epic lack of communication and understanding. You know, where the communication was really bad, or there was ego involved, but other than that, it was good. I could see you guys having this new way of approaching the relationship where you have this new phase open to you and this rekindling. Because remember, what I'm talking about with the transformations and the endings, in the same way, it's also pushing what needs to be focused on, what needs to be changed up. And this would definitely indicate change. This is a very Phoenix time. It really is. It's like rising from the ashes in a new way. So for those of you who have been in a relationship, and I want to emphasize this, where the person is healthy for you. If the person's not healthy for you, don't go back to it. I can only recommend that as a soul sister. Don't go back to that, because that's never going to bring you, because what's happening with these 4 elements that I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is all about bringing us to a place of peace and soul fulfillment. And you're never going to feel your soul fulfilled with somebody who's a narcissist or who cheats on you and doesn't respect you, right? So that's why I'm saying, I feel like for many of you in those situations, you're going to feel very empowered through your pain to recognize your beauty and how you don't deserve this. And you need to really involve yourself with healthier energies. At the same time, those of you who are in otherwise healthy relationships, there's going to be reconnection here. And you know who you are. You know who you are. You know if that person did you dirty or if they just did you different from what you were looking for. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what we have for that. Okay. Let's pull a card of advice for Gemini. Card of advice for Gemini. Card of advice for Gemini. What does Gemini need advice on right now, Spirit? Sadness. Okay. Oh, Gemini, right? It's so easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind a fake smile when we need to, right? But sadness can open that door to your heart and help you access compassion, which is something that I think we're all needing to feel right now. Because when you can truly allow yourself to really have a good cry and feel sorrow over the loss of a loved one or a lost opportunity or a broken heart or a friendship that's ended, you clean your soul, you're cleansing your soul and allowing your heart to heal. So crying and feeling vulnerable can be a sign of strength, which demonstrates your connection to your body. It's good. To admit weakness can allow you to know yourself, embrace your limitations, and grow and just evolve into that next phase and that next level of yourself. So be willing to let go of the cold walls of protection you've created. It ends up making you feel empty and sick in ways, right? So you don't need to get lost in your emotions. Just give yourself time to feel them and let them move through you, your whole being. That really is how healing can happen, right? It's like a cleansing and a purifying of your heart and your body and your soul here. So this is really good. This really is good. Yeah. Gemini, that is what I have for you this week. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Until next time, have a good week. Bye-bye.